Okay. Okay, as I mentioned in the WhatsApp group tu, today kita nak start dengan tengok the remaining question that we are not covered yet regarding the tutorial 1. And then afterward, we will see how. Tengoklah kalau habis cepat, then kita boleh go for the next level lah kan. Benda lain pula, kalau tak habis, ini kita settlekan today untuk completing the question lah. Okay, so that's the thing. So semua dah buat kan? Dah okay lah. Dah prepare your answer. So try to check. Hari tu kita stop kat soalan berapa? Yang masa tutorial 1 tu. Ingat tak? So try to check. Sekejap Okay. So nak try tengok kejap. Last week kita stop dekat question 8. Okay. So, jap. Question 8 Jap. Question 8. Soalan apa question 8? Question 8 apa? What is the, okay, maksudnya kita last hari tu kita stop dekat what is IV curve kan? So okay, so we follow the next following question lah. Untuk question number 9, what is the irradiance and radiation? Anyone want to try to answer the question? Apa dia irradiance and radiation? So try nak share slide kalau boleh. Sekejap. Nampak tak saya punya sharing screen ni? Kecil ni.
Nampak Doktor.
Alright, okay. So untuk question number 9 lah, kita follow what is the irradiance and radiation. So, siapa nak try? What is the irradiance and radiation? Sekejap saya nak tengok kat chat. Kalau tak boleh nak tulis kat chat pun boleh lah kot. Tak boleh juga nak ni, tak boleh nak record. Kat chat ada tak? Okay, alright. Anyone want to answer? Try. What is the irradiance and radiation? So pick up lah randomly So siapa yang available ni? Oh, your attendance also just capture who those yang login this online lah, So as simple as that. Pick randomly. Tapi jarang-jarang ni. Jarang-jarang ni maksudnya.
Saya try doktor.
Saya baik sikit je lagi. Sikit je lagi. Okay. Sekejap, saya keluarkan punya soalan. Who's on the line? Siapa di talian?
Aiman.
Okay, Aiman. Okay, Aiman.
Okay.
Aiman Nazif. Okay.
Yeah.
So Aiman, can you share your answer to the class? What is the answer for question number 9? What is the irradiance and radiation?
Baca ke tulis doktor?
Baca ke tulis?
Tulis
Baca. Kalau tulis kat chat
Tulis kat chat
Okay, boleh. Nanti bacalah chat dekat chat tu.
Okay.
Okay. So kalau macam tu kita tengok dekat chat lah. Sekejap. Okay. Because these two terms might be confusing because these two things is quite obviously different between each other. So even some of the people who may enter this field of solar pun kadang-kadang dia pun macam tersalah guna term lah, I would say. Macam tu lah kan, maksudnya sepatutnya that term tu call for irradiance tapi dia cakap radiation ataupun vice versa. So that's why in this class we as a student should be able to, I would say, differentiate easily, and of course how need to know when we need to use the term correctly, accordingly, of course kan. Kalau tidak tu nanti macam kita dah belajar tapi kita pun salah guna term kan. So tak baguslah sebab kita dah belajar kan. Kalau tak belajar then tak apalah, maksudnya dia salah tu sebab dia tak tahu kan. Macam tu lah. Ni mana jawapannya? Dah type ke belum ni? Amin. Tengah senang ke? Senang. Okay. So now we have 33. So kita miss another 10%. Kita kehilangan 10 orang kawan lagi lah. Irradiance is the process by which solar panel are exposed to the radiation, and radiation is the energy emitted by sun which send it through space. Okay. Okay, thank you Aiman for your response. Okay, these two things, irradiation and also radiation, easily can be differentiate with the unit or symbol of that particular definition. Can someone, either Aiman itself or others, specifically mention or write the unit for the radiation and also the irradiance? Can someone? You may mention it verbally or you may write in the chat box lah. The unit for each cases, radiation and also the irradiance. Ada nak try? Siapa nak try? Yeah, that's the definition by the statement lah kan, Aiman kan. So in a form of unit, it also can be determined easily lah kan. Macam tu. Alright, okay, we have the answer from our friend Fikri. Alright, correct. So thank you, Fikri. So this is the thing that's looking for the answer actually. By having the definition, Aiman, you may also highly recommended to insert this kind of unit to make it very clear, because the irradiance we always deal with the watt per meter square, and also the irradiation related to the watt hour per meter square. Okay, so when we deal with the irradiation, it relate to the hours. I mean the H, that one. So we need to say is the consumption of that particular power, which is watt per meter square. Okay, so it seems like the watt and watt hour. So in this case, is a watt per meter square and also the watt hour per meter square. So the watt per meter square is the energy that produced by the sun ray, and then the watt hour per meter square, that energy that been used hourly by the from the sun ray. Do you guys get what Sir trying to say, or just only say that I'm thinking that I know the things? Clear tak? Untuk the difference between the watt per meter square, which is the irradiance, and also the radiation. Okay, watt hour per meter square. Okay, alright. Thank you, Safwan. Okay, thank you. Those who are not very clear, then you may ask for the further clarification. Should be no problem. Okay, thank you. So we settle question 9. Then we go to the next question. What is the meaning of the standard test condition for PV? Okay, so this one, anyone want to answer? Stop presenting. Anyone want to try? Question number 10. What is the meaning of standard test condition for PV? Normally, this standard test condition denote as a STC, standard test condition, and mostly available in the datasheet of the PV or photovoltaic as a reference to the customer or user. Okay, for their own purposes lah, kan, macam tu lah. So anyone want to try?
Doktor, saya nak cuba.
Who's on the line? Siapa ni? Syamin. Oh, Syamin. Okay, Syamin. Sekejap, saya nak kecilkan sikit. Okay, Syamim. So you may answer, or try to answer, or share with us what is the meaning of the STC or standard testing condition, standard test condition. STC, as industry, what industry indicate that standard processor specific performance of the PV module and specifies a cell temperature 25 degrees C and irradiance watt per square and VMS. Okay, correct. So bear in your mind, as I mentioned in the class during the tutorial session, this STC value will be used to perform your sizing analysis. Okay, because the one can be a baseline or reference or benchmark throughout any kind of design analysis of the PV or solar system. Okay, because when we deal with this kind of condition, it may reflect the fairness when we compare from, let's say, in Malaysia or other country, because they also referring to the STC, standard testing condition, and bear in mind as well in the data sheet, it should be all the data based on these references, STC, standard testing condition. Okay, so 35 degrees C. Okay, most of the student may have the wrong definition about the temperature, because as our friend Syamin mentioned here, it should be stated cell temperature, because some of the student may assume that temperature referring to the ambient temperature, which is wrong. To be specific, the STC, standard testing condition, is referred to the cell temperature, which we need to evaluate, or maybe we need to check on the cell itself, is that reach or get the 25 degrees C with the irradiance 1000 watt meter square and AMS 1.5. So as I mentioned, AMS, it should be no problem because since we are doing the measurement, I mean, in this, I would say, world, so technically it by default is a 1.5 AMS. Or else, if you want to get the AMS not 1.5, you need to do all this assessment, checking, evaluation for your PV, which is beyond the range of the Earth, maybe somewhere in the, I would say, the outside the Earth, I would say. Okay, so AMS should be no problem. It's just the matter how we want to control, is the irradiance and also the cell temperature. It's quite challenging to get the irradiance constantly 1000 watt meter square because we know that the irradiance from the sun ray is fluctuated from time to time. As I mentioned, during the morning, it's not that high in terms of the irradiance. And then after the midday, during the afternoon side, might be high irradiance. And then going downward towards the afternoon side, and then it's slightly lower and become lower until towards the evening, right? So that's the challenge, how to get the 1000 watt per meter square at certain type of period during the testing. That's why some of the researcher or some of the tester create the indoor solar simulator, which they can control or they can try to maintain the figure that they want. For example, let's say they want to maintain the 1000 watt per square for the irradiance. They replicate the light source, seems like the sun ray, to ensure that they can control the fluctuation of the irradiance by having the constant irradiance. So that by having the constant irradiance, they can go for the temperature measurement, specifically for the cell temperature, and obtain what is the VOC, voltage open circuit, ISC, current open circuit, and also the IMP dan VMP, and etc. lah, the power and so forth. Okay, so that's the idea why we need to understand the definition of the STC so that it can assist us to perform the analysis correctly. Okay, so okay, for question number 10, anyone to add on, or anyone want to ask for the further clarification? No, not yet. Okay, so we go for the next question. Nombor 11 soalan apa ya? Yep. Nombor 11, what is the meaning? Okay. So what is the meaning of fill factor on IV curve? Alright, anyone want to try? Question number 11. What is the meaning of fill factor on IV curve? Anyone want to try? Fill factor kan? Fill factor on IV curve. Ni dah sarapan ke belum semua ni? Sekejap je. Okay, ni daripada siapa ni? Kau, okay, kau Kayo. Okay, sebaik kau cepat bagi tidak saya akan teruskan tarian tadi lah. Right. Okay, fill factor is defined as a representation of the squareness of the IV curve. Okay, correct. it is the ratio of the actual maximum power from the solar cell to the product of VOC and ISC. Okay. Betul lah tu. The best way, okay, during your, let's say during your test or during your examination, so would expect as well you guys able to sketch the definition of that being specified by our friend Carl regarding the field factor. Okay, so by the definition, in the form of the wording, yes, this the definition. Representative of the squareness of the IV curve is the ratio of the actual maximum power from the solar cell to the product of VOC and ISC. But to get the full mark, so also may request you guys able to sketch what is the how the field factor looks like in terms of the IV curve. Okay, so that's the thing to how do you obtain the full marks for that kind of definition, right? Okay, thank you, Kak, for the answer. You should, the rest should be trigger. How come from the IV curve able to demonstrate the power curve as well? Okay, because when we see about the field factor, based on the definition, it start with the squareness of the IV curve. That's first thing. But suddenly, how it can be represent the performance curve? The power of the actual maximum power. So actually, what is does mean actually? So that one, that definition, that statement, easily can be trigger through your sketch of IV curve for the field factor. Kan macam tu. Okay, kalau tidak, do not know, you really understand what's the meaning of the field factor by not mentioning the sketches of the field factor that define the maximum power from the solar cell. Okay kawan, boleh tak? Okay tak kawan? Okay, okay. So, alright. Okay, ni kena besar sikit lah ya, kecil sikit ni. Okay. Okay, so this is the thing that's the aspect you guys to answer if you are been questioned during your test or your examination, or maybe for your better understanding. So the field factor, I would say that tu warna apa tu tengah-tengah tu? Purple. Pink, purple. Warna apa tengah-tengah tu? Yang kotak tu. Purple, purple. Pink, purple, purple. So macam dah confuse purple ke pink kan. Okay, katalah that square shape tu. Okay, so that's the definition of the field factor. Tapi kalau kamu tengok yang tu, yang that field factor tu dia create bukan dia based on the ISC or the VOC. Dia create based on the alignment of the VMP dengan IMP, voltage mean peak and current mean peak. Okay, so that's the first thing. Secondly, the power curve. Okay, the power curve tu yang saya mention is that yang blue color tu. Itu maksudnya power curve. Okay, lengkung kuasa, which representing the Pmax, okay, Pmax, and also the VMP. Okay, so by having this kind of diagram, you should be able to answer this kind of question happily lah, I would say, because you may give the correct definition based on your statement. Just to add on the question, guys. So let's say we have the PV module, and then the PV module mentioned to us the field factor is, let's say, 0.7. Okay, so what we can say about the performance of the IV curve? Let's say we get the 0.7 field factor, because if you see from that equation, FF referring to the field factor, actually is a ratio of the power based on the IMP VMP divide by the power from the ISC and the VOC. Okay, so anyone can share to class when we get, let's say, 0.7 fill factor, what does it mean? Referring to our cell, PV cell. Anyone want to try? Oh, that one is not including in the not state somewhere in your tutorial, just from this graph. Kalau kita obtain, katalah dekat datasheet tu, it mention our cell is 0.7. Okay, so what does it mean based on that? Apa ni? Okay, salah dah. Okay, muka soalan tu canggih sangat. Okay, so downgradekan sikit soalan tu. Untuk fill factor, kita nak yang fill factor tinggi ke nak fill factor rendah? Kalau kita dapat datasheet kan, datasheet PV, and then the datasheet mention to us, let's say, okay, this cell or this PV obtain approximately 0. Let's say 4 fill factor. Okay, so tinggi. Okay, Alif Najmi kata tinggi. Okay, so is there any specific reason, Alif, why we are looking for the high fill factor? Safwan pun kata tinggi. Kenapa kita nak tinggi? Apa maksud kalau kita dapat yang tinggi ni? Ataupun boleh try to check approximately the fill factor from the manufacturer. Okay, since you guys dah dapat, mostly of you already gain your ni kan, your PV datasheet for your assignment tu. Try to check in your PV datasheet tu, is there any information related to the fill factor? Because when, for example, let's say Safwan mention nak tinggi sebab nak dapatkan high efficiency, so that it should be somewhere in your datasheet mention it clearly, so that you as the user or customer able to get the idea how good your PV performance, right? Kalau dia tak bagi tahu, macam mana kamu nak tahu dia bagus ke tak bagus? Kan? Factor determine the maximum power from a solar cell, so that higher the FF, the higher the correct. So that's the thing. Kita kena go for the as a user, kalau kita ada option untuk melihat kita punya datasheet, then we try to look at the FF ataupun fill factor, sebab that fill factor also can describe how good the efficiency of your PV. That's the first thing. Secondly, the quality of the manufacturing of the PV, because as we see previously, the FF referring to the ratio of the area, kan? So maksudnya the most close your VMP and ISC with the VOC and ISC, the best. So maksudnya the manufacturing defect or the manufacturing tolerance tu not that bad lah, sebab dia almost same as the VOC ataupun ISC, which is ideally cannot be achieved lah, tapi at least it give you some sort of the idea how good your solar cell or your PV itself. Can you guys try to Google or check what is the range of the fill factor for the particular solar cell or PV? Nanti share kat sini. Cuba semua cuba check fill factor PV, the I would say the acceptable or the allowable fill factor, kan? Tak, siapa-siapa boleh check fill factor PV, commercial PV, berapa dia letak, berapa dia mention ke, berapa dia declare ke, berapa yang should be obtained by the manufacturer ke. Those who are able to get the answer, then you may share in the chat box. Fill factor from the manufacturer. Okay. Alright. Okay, so based on the Alif Najmi punya syarian, so we say syarian lah, Alif. So in the range of the 0.7 and 0.8, considerably high lah kan, 0.8 lah, we take 0.8, so bermaksud dia ada deviation almost 20% lah from the original IAC dengan VOC dia, which is actually kalau kita dapat the higher ratio of the fill factor tu better lah, macam tu maksudnya kan, sebab 0.7, 0.8, so bermaksud kalau kita dapat katalah less than 0.5, let's say 0.4, so meaning to say that PV or the solar cell tu very low quality of the manufacturing process lah kan. It can be the alignment, the quality of the PV itself. So this can be a part of the cost to get the lower fill factor. Okay, so I think you guys clear about the fill factor. Okay, next. Okay, thank you. Siapa ni bagi? Alif and then Safwan. Thank you for your sharing. So we go for the next following question. Mana lagi? Persoalan yang next dia. What is the, okay, alamak, sudah tercakap semua dah. Okay, what is the meaning of the IMP, IAC in the PB datasheet? Okay, boleh lah ni. Okay, what is the meaning of IMP and IAC in the PV datasheet? Anyone? Syamin, siapa ni? Sekejap ya. Oh. So from our friends Navaniden, so happy Diwali Navaniden. Okay. Okay, so based on our friend answer, maximum power current IMP, IAC is what? Okay, short current. The one is the IAC. So based on the question, is that stated the IMP and the IAC only? So we try to check it first. Okay, so IMP and IAC, right? So based on that, okay, so maximum power current IMP, and then the short current, short circuit current. This kind of question also, you guys can demonstrate it in the form of the sketches. Okay, you may go to as well by the IV curve. It should be no problem. Then you can easily to state where is the IAC and where is the IMP as well. Should be no problem. Okay, so that is how you will try to answer the question. Okay, thank you, Navaniden. Okay, next. Next, list two factor affect the PV efficiency. So this is the thing that's always mumbling to you guys. So I think it should be easy for everybody. So anyone want to answer? Want to try to answer the last question? Okay, who's on the line? Siapa ni? Okay, Fikri, Muhammad Fikri Hashim. Okay, Fikri. Okay, okay, right. So irradiance, irradiance, and cell temperature. That's the things I mentioned. These are two different things between the irradiation and also the irradiance. Because when we use the wrong term, so don't know you are wrongly using the wrong term. Maybe you want to do the, maybe for you that's the correct term kan. Tapi for me, since so know the difference between each other, so might consider that one is the things that wrong lah kan, irradiation. So it should be the irradiance and cell temperature. To give the best description of this, you may also able to try to plot the graph according, I mean the IV curve graph, just to demonstrate the effect of each irradiance and also the temperature. Just to mention that, what happened to your IV curve, let's say you obtain the high cell temperature compared to the STC perhaps, and also what happened on your IV curve if you obtain high or low irradiance based on the STC condition perhaps. So that by having that kind of graphical answer, it able to demonstrate your understanding related to the performance of your PV or your PV, and also the performance of your PV system. Okay, so yeah. So anyone, before we end the tutorial part, anyone want to ask any question? Not yet. So by having this kind of tutorial, it should be able to give you the good understanding what is the so would say basic terminology, basic definition of the solar energy specifically. So later, if you want or you interest to go further related to the solar energy, then you may ask to Sir personally lah, which is maybe those are not covered specifically in this session. Okay. So we complete the tutorial 1. So now we'll open for each group of member, maybe the representative, based on the previous, the yesterday meeting about the assignment. If anyone want to answer to get the better clarification on your assignment, then you can try to ask to Sir. And so we'll try to answer it accordingly, insyaAllah. So we start with the group A. Group A, Kau Kayung, Nur Ashikin, Muhammad Nazrin and Muhammad Shazrul. Ada soalan based on your discussion yesterday about the assignment?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Alright. So everything going well, Kau? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Alright. Okay. So we go to the group B. Ku Jinting, Nur Dahlia, Muhammad Firdaus and Vaniden. Siapa ketua ni? Untuk group A tadi, kau ketua ke? Ke macam semua ketua? Mana boleh ke semua ketua ya? Siapa? Group A siapa ketua tadi? Kau Ke Ashikin? Ke
Belum decide lagi.
Oh, belum decide ya, Syed. Play safe ya, kau. Belum decide ya, so belum decide. Okay. Harapnya yang B ni pun tak tahulah apa jawapan ya, kita tunggulah. Okay, yang group B, anything about the assignment if you want to ask?
Doktor.
Okay.
Saya nak tanya pasal yang 70% assignment tu. Report dia tu report formal ke atau PowerPoint? Maksudnya macam macam report tu formal report ke atau PowerPoint punya report? Macam dari PowerPoint tu extra ke PDF macam tu.
Okay. Siapa yang tanya ni? Firdaus.
Muhammad Firdaus, ya.
Okay, Firdaus. Okay. Firdaus ketua ke? Tanya je.
Tak decide lagi.
Cik. Ini tunggu. So maksudnya ini memang jawapan standard. Kita tunggu. Ada tak kumpulan yang dah declare? Alright. Thank you Firdaus for the question. 70% tu okay, untuk assignment tu kan kita kena buat apa? Ini yang untuk yang video tu punya Firdaus kan?
Ya, betul, video.
So untuk video tu untuk it's not necessarily apa content sama ada report kamu tu sama ada dalam PowerPoint ke ataupun dalam bentuk Word ke ataupun whichever software tu exactly the things yang kamu nak masukkan dekat YouTube kamu tu, dekat video kamu tu. That's first thing lah. Secondly, so would expect the report yang you guys nak produce tu more or less yang macam sharekan dekat group yang pasal energy policy tu, the way they try to present, it seems like macam agak fact and figure with the graphic, and namely we used to call it infographic. So would be happy to receive that kind of report rather than just a statement to brief by lengthy words. Tapi tidak semestinya your infographic tu ialah material kamu untuk you punya video. You can customize as creative as you can, as interactive as you can by holding the fact and figure from the report. So that tapi setak katalah macam mesti lain. Kalau nak guna sama pun boleh, tapi sebagi the space for you guys untuk nak buat lain video content dengan report content. Dari segi presentation wise lah kan. Dari segi pengisian mungkin sama, tapi mungkin itu lebih animation ke kan, mungkin ada that kind of more attractive or more visualized punya approach. So it should be no problem, no restriction on that with us. So it will consume to you that 30% on the report and the 70% tu adalah you punya video tu, which is in total 100%, which refer to the 10% of your assignment marks. 10 ke 20 assignment? 10 10. 10. 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, 10. Okay, Firdaus?
Last doktor.
Okay.
Nak upload video tu kan, dia dekat mana-mana je ke? Maksud saya macam kat YouTube ke?
Okay, dah macam ni. All the video nanti you guys will share to sir kan, email ke kan, ataupun macam Dropbox kat sir ke macam mana ke kan, Google ke kan, apa, so, Gmail ke bagai lah. So nanti all your group ni sampai group IJKL, semua group ni 11 group ni nanti sir akan masukkan dalam YouTube dalam bentuk playlist so that everybody can access their own video and also the others with the same platform, so that easier for everybody to refer based on that particular style or approach when we are try to look at our video punya presentation nanti. Sebab as I mentioned, the most who obtain the views kan, ataupun likes ke views macam tu, then able to get the bonus mark. And I think the best way to measure that part is that when we launch it simultaneously ataupun serentak lah kan, so that tu nanti barulah ada fair untuk everybody. So that's why that video tu is quite crucial for you guys, sebab dia able to, yelah kalau you guys buat bagus, menarik, and then you guys also have the opportunity to obtain the bonus mark, which is the highest score for the views and the ni lah and the likes. So sebab itu akan represent you guys punya quality as a final year student, sebab nanti mungkin you guys nak share dengan junior ke kan, ataupun dengan kawan-kawan universiti lain ke, and then you guys, dia tengok you guys punya macam ni je video, dia pun macam dia nak like pun macam terpaksa kan sebab kawan kan. So kalau boleh tu dia is a good video that representing your assignment, then it can be happily to share with the others to gain the information as well. Okay, Fidas.
Okay, Doctor. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Okay, thank you, Fidas. So not decided yet. Okay, we go to the group C. Anyone? Any question from group C? We have Lim Chin Hui, Nur Faizi, Muhammad Aidil dengan Ahmad Abdul Shuib. So, okay, anyone from group C?
No question, sir.
Okay. So, siapa ni? Ni Lim ya?
Ya.
Okay, Lim ketua ke?
Belum decide lagi ya.
Betul.
Okay. Lim standard lah ya. Okay, standard lah. Alright, so thank you, Lim. Can go for the group D. Wong Choi Tai, Nur Hafizah, Muhammad Nur Rakif, and Amirul Afzan. Any question from group D regarding the assignment?
So far so good, Doctor. Thanks,
So
sir.
far so good. Okay. So far so good. So near not good lah. Okay. Alright. So Wang ketua kan?
Belum decide.
Okay, tak apa. Boleh. Nanti decide. Alright, so far so good. Thank you. So next, kumpulan E, Yap. Okay, sebelum tu, Wang, nak pronounce yang your surname tu macam mana ya? Wong Choi yang last tu.
Wong Choi Te.
T, macam T-E-Y lah, macam tu lah. Dia punya sebutnya.
Boleh.
Wong Choi Te. Betul tak?
Ya.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you Wang. Alright, so go for the group E. Yap Yuzwan. Kalau salah betul kan Yap tau. Yap Yuzwan, Muhammad Saufi, Muhammad Amar, Hasvini. So any representative from the group E? Question?
So far no problem yet.
No problem yet. So Yap ketua kan?
Belum decide lagi.
Okay. Bagus ni memang typical mechanical student lah. Right, so okay, thank you. Go group F, Akmal Hakim, Muhammad Fikri, Muhammad Akmal dan Hajratul. Any question regarding the assignment, group F? Group F, anyone?
So far so good, Doctor.
So far so good. Who's on the line ni? Siapa ni kat talian ni?
Fikri.
Fikri ketua ke? Kalau gelak tu ya. Okay dah, tak tanya dah. Okay. Alright, so Fikri ketua, tahniah Fikri. So semua datang ke Fikri masa discussion tu?
Datang.
Semua datang, cover baik ya. Okay. Alright, so thank you Fikri. So next group G, Muhammad Safwan, Muhammad Luqman, Muhammad Haikal dan Lok Yong Ken. Any representative from group G? Kalau ada soalan untuk assignment?
Doktor, setakat ni tak ada lagi.
Okay.
Clear.
Harap. Ketua ke Safwan?
Tak, Lok tu.
Siapa ketua?
Lok.
Mana Lok? Betul Lok ketua? Ke Lok kena game je dengan lain ni? Lok ada Lok dah? Lok. Okay. Lok ketua. Right. Okay, sekejap saya tengok ada tak Lok ni. Okay, ada. Right. Okay, Lok ni kat pergi toilet. Okay. Next, Group H, Nur Amisha, Muhammad Syakir, Chow Ching Sun, Muhammad Alif Najmi. Apa tu, Yap? Ada specific content? Okay, sekejap. Ini group siapa ni? Alif Najmi. Okay. Soalnya ya, ada specific content yang doktor nak tak dalam video dengan report. Saya dah ada berapa content tapi saya generate guna ChatGPT tapi tak sure lah dia up to standard whole lah. Okay. So nak kata up to sepunya expectation tu, it more or less adalah lebih kepada macam it should be the things that we have learned dan dia tu benda yang betul dan fact lah kan. Sebab the idea is like this, how true the ChatGPT is lah kan. Sebab dia macam seolah-olah kalau kamu buat je lah apa benda yang kamu nak type tu dan dia keluar je kan. So the kesahihannya tu, how do you want to define kan, itu one things lah. So you may go that kind of road, so should be no problem. It's just the matter you need to very sure that's all the details, all the facts figure that I'm mentioning by that application should be the most recent, the up to date and also correct of course kan. Sebab dia seolah-olah macam kita masuk je apa-apa dia akan keluar je lah apa-apa. It's just the matter kita sebagai learner, we need to ensure all the information which we shared to the others is correct, or else dia akan represent the things yang mungkin outdated ataupun yang lagi crucial ada salah lah ataupun tak tepat ataupun misleading information. Okay, so that's the thing yang you guys, I mean group H kena aware or take care. So that's why the best report that would try to demonstrate or expect, it should insert the list of reference, whichever statement you are referring to. For example, let's say you are mentioning the current RE nowadays, the highest is the, for example, hydro, which 70%, for example. And then where do you get that 70% claim of that the highest renewable energy up to date? Is that from the ministry? Is that from the Rancangan Malaysia ke-11? Is that from the energy policy that we govern from our ministry? Is that from the others YouTube? So that's the thing you need to consider. It's a part of the correct fact and figure what you will be demonstrate throughout the presentation. Alif, you may go that way, but so we recommend you guys to double confirm whichever fact and figure that I mentioned on that of required the reference to support all the claim specifically in the fact or figure that you are mentioned, you are plan to mention in your report or in your video. Alif, okay tak Alif? Maksud saya doktor, apa yang grup saya kurang tahu PV, kena fokus dalam report macam polisi, government initiative, etc. So kalau grup kamu tu buat PV, solar PV lah kan. So maksudnya from the beginning until to date, you can also include all the government initiative, what is the energy policy specifically related to the PV, what is the current state of the PV in Malaysia, the percentage ratio and everything. So that's the thing yang sepatutnya ada lah somewhere in your report, but you need to assure that is a very I would say accurate based on the reference you are dealing with. Sebab saya takut nanti macam kamu buat je macam tu, tapi mungkin itu hanyalah macam personal comment kan, which from the others, which is not strongly support from the others kind of resources, which is not the strong point. It's a part of your reference. For example, So that kind of trend tu you kena assure lah everything tu in order according to your title of your assignment specifically for PV kan. So do not touch others punya lah, sebab others nanti kawan-kawan lain, group lain yang buat. So just focus on your PV lah kan. Contohnya kalau macam PV, you can go for the OGPV, you can go for the GCPV, you can go for the solar farm. So how it goes in Malaysia specifically. And then let's say for solar farm, which state has been covered for the solar farm? Kan, which state is not covered for the solar farm? So who is the manufacturer for the solar farm for the PV, for example? So that's why we go that in detail, but then it also have the references that support your claim for each kind of that approach, Alif. Okay, Alif. Okay, alright, okay. Okay, Alif ketua ke? Oh, okay. Okay, Alif. So all the best untuk group H. Okay. Right. So turn to the next group. Kita ada another 3 remaining group. Iqbal, Zakwan, Syamin, and Amirul Haziq. Group I. Any question?
Tak ada soalan.
So tak ada soalan. Iqbal ke ni?
Ya saya. Setakat ni okey lagi.
Suara pun dah tahu lah. Ketua ke Iqbal?
Tak, bukan.
Cik.
Belum decide lagi.
Cik, dah decide lagi sebelum decide maksudnya semua boleh jadi ketua lah sebab macam semua fight lah Sebab Syamin pun ada kat situ kan, Amirul ada, Zakwan ada. Okay, fight lah. Okay, thank you. Group I, Group J, Zulfaka, Shazi, Yi dan Imran. Ada ke saya ada soalan? Yi. Apa ni Yi? Yi? Ada soalan?
Tak ada, sir.
Kita ada. Yi buat tajuk apa Yi?
Biomass.
Oh, okay. Patutlah anak kelas. Okay. So group biomass atau group J tak ada masalah. Yi ketua kan?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yes.
Okay. So masa meeting hari tu semua datang Yi? Semua hadir?
Yeah.
Okay. Cover baik ya. Alright, so next ataupun last group, group K, Ain Arisha, Aiman Nazif, Fakrul Daniel dan Nur Atirah. Any representative from group K?
Okay, Doktor, saya nak tanya sikit. Yang berkenaan dengan data sheet PV tu kan? Kan ada setengah yang poly, ada setengah yang mono. So, Doktor prefer yang mana? Poly ataupun mono?
Untuk data sheet yang sama ya? Betul? Untuk data sheet yang sama ke ataupun kamu dapat dua data
yang
sheet?
group lain ada dua data sheet lah. Sebab saya tengok tengah group ada yang bagi poly, ada yang bagi mono.
Okay. As long data sheet tu is different from the others, so it should be no problem. Either you pick mono kesalahan ke atau poly kesalahan, tak ada masalah. Itu lebih kepada macam justification group untuk dia punya nak buat ayat untuk reporting nantilah kan. Kenapa result dia bla 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 bla, due to the mono ke due to the poly ke mungkin lah. Tapi in terms of the selection, serta nak restrictkan mesti mono ataupun poly, you can choose either one. Okay. Ni siapa? Ni apa? Aiman Nazim Siapa?
Ya.
Okay.
Aiman.
Aiman ketua ke?
Yes.
Steady Aiman. Okay. Alright. So we are at the end of the session. So thank you everybody for today's session. Kita manage to untuk buat kelas online. Partially adalah kita settlekan tutorial, and then partially just to get back to you guys based on your punya you punya guys punya perbincangan sebelum ni, so that it may assist you guys to do the good report and video to obtain a good marks. Okay, so with not any further delay, so I think kita end today's session ini. And then saya tak pasti sama ada nanti mungkin Syamil boleh tanyalah kat kelas sama ada nak buat replacement class on this coming Friday ke ataupun the next following weeks ke. So just let us know lah. Apa-apa nanti kita akan refer balik dalam group nanti. With that guys, thank you very much. So take care of yourself. See you guys later. I mean maybe this Friday or next week insyaAllah. With that, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam doktor.
Thank you, Doktor.
Okay, welcome. Okay, have a good
Waalaikumsalam, Doktor.
Oh, seronok betul online semua ya.
Thank you, Doktor.
Okay, korang online sekerja juga tahu, sama je. Okay.
Terima kasih, Doktor.
Okay, sama-sama baik. Okay, Azwini. Nanti belanja se-Morocco tau. Morocco kan, bukan Morocco, Morocco. Morocco apa lagi? Lado pun that's your makanan tu juga kan, yang manis tu kan? Ini kan? Kan lado kan, lado.
Lado.
Kan, itulah my friends. Yelah, saya ada friends dia tu, dia bagi saya tu, so yelah susah lah sebab bukanlah susah maksudnya manis, saya tak boleh tak manis sangat masa tu kan. Tapi sekarang mungkin dia banyak flavor kan, tak tahulah kan. Dia macam condensed milk punya, I don't know kan macam tu. Okay, Navin. Okay. Ya, tak apalah. Tak apa, sakit. Good experience lah kan makan lado. So lepas ni kelas apa? Vini ada kelas tak?
Tak ada.
Oh tak ada, okay.
Just tengok video saja dalam video.
Oh tu tak, sepatutnya saya boleh rekod tau, saya tak pasti kenapa tak boleh rekod ni. Sudah share.
Ada someone record tadi.
Oh boleh? Maksudnya macam mana dia boleh rekod? So yang host tapi dia boleh rekod?
Sebab 8:55 recording started. Ada orang start recording.
Yelah tak, maksudnya macam pelik lah kan sebab saya yang host tapi kan. Tapi tak apalah, kalau siapa yang rekod tu nanti bagi dekat saya. Nanti saya buatlah proper macam dekat YouTube tu nanti, dan you guys boleh semua tengok lah. Kalau dia seorang nanti kan tak tahu kat mana kan dia letak kan. Cuma nanti try lah tanya kat group dan bagi saya link tu ataupun bagi saya that video yang dia dah download ke, and then saya buat proper dalam list YouTube so that everybody can see it for the reference lah kan, kalau siapa yang tak dapat datang semua nanti tu.
Okay.
Kan, so just simple as that je lah, tak ada apa pun.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.